I've got two questions also, if that's okay. So the first is that the race movies, a bit like the Bond movies, they seem to run in the same vein of a kind of action hero, and both being set in Istanbul this time round. Do you think that India could be ready for that kind of franchise, and do you think you'd be ready for that role?
This is something you should have asked me when I was making Agent Vinod. Race is not really like a Bond movie, but I think like many movies, the kind of aspirational qualities, I mean, you are showing off a location to a certain extent, you're trying to show good-looking people doing cool stuff in cars. It's not the most unique kind of movie in that sense. But it's not Bond. I mean, Bond is another thing entirely. We tried to make a Bond type movie. Either we didn't make it very well, or I think it must have been that we didn't make it very well, because I do believe that any country would be happy to make a film. Bond is obviously typically English and needs to be so, but there are other American characters like Jason Bourne. There's the 24 series. There are some special forces kind of guy in sort of international circumstances being cool really. I'm sure it would work in India as well, and I'd love to play a part like that.
Well, we look forward to seeing that. Sorry, one other question. What makes you race through life, and what makes you relax?
Well, snorkeling with pretty coloured fish in the Maldives makes me relax. And I guess working is probably the most frantic kind of thing I do.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Priya Joshi for Digital Spy. Can you tell me, Indian filmmakers often shoot in the UK, but what are the actual benefits for you, and how do agencies such as the London Film Agency support you in that?
I was just feeling bad for the gentleman who arrived at this press conference and probably won't be asked another question. So why don't you aim that at them? I'll tell you that, I personally, we made both 4 films we've produced, 2 we've shot here. I feel of London as a second home. I love working here. I like the mindset of the people we work with. I enjoy interacting with the press here also more than anywhere else. It's, I think we have a lot in common. There are many benefits to shooting here. Obviously, one of the drawbacks would be that once you've shot it a couple of times, it might be difficult to shoot something new. But I don't even agree with that. I think there's many sides to London. You have to do a bit of work. You have to, do your reconnaissance properly, and you'll find it's an amazing city to shoot, and multifaceted in terms of how it can be shot. So I very much look forward to shooting my next film here as well. But as far as the benefits go, may I please pass the question to my colleagues?
Just exactly how do you support Indian filmmakers when they come to the UK with their projects?
Well, obviously, there's 2 principal things I think we would probably say. The first thing is that obviously, Saif's aware that we have a tax relief, we have an incentive. So Indian filmmakers can get, through the co-production treaty that we have, they can actually get a fiscal incentive, depending on how much of the film they make here and the amount of time that they spend here. But on top of that, I mean, essentially it's exactly as Stavia said, is that we have a very wide variety of locations. Film London and Together London Partners is here to help troubleshoot, to help advise, to provide locations, to see how we can make it quicker, easier, more cost effective, easy to shoot on the streets, easy to get into special places that perhaps don't always welcome filming. We've done some very big projects with Bollywood movies over the years and have huge dance musical sequences on places like Tower Bridge, where we shut down whole roads for very big logistical exercises. So we've done a number of firsts over the years actually with Indian movies, and we'd like to think that if there's a particular problem or there's a particular challenge, we're there to help, and that's what we're there to do. If an Indian film company comes to us with a project, we do everything we can to encourage them to shoot and to draw on the studios, the locations, the crews, and the whole ambience of London.
Thank you.
the image from desibox.com. So can you tell us whether this film is a continuation from the first film or a completely different story? Can you just clarify that?
It's not completely different, but it picks up a slight thread, and then it's. I don't think it's necessary for you to have even seen the first one to enjoy and connect.
Will it have more twists and turns as the first one?
It has twists and turns because I think that's one of the things that we felt people enjoyed. So it does, yeah.
Hi, this is Aditi from India Inc. Just slightly unlinked, but are you getting more used to being referred to as Nawab Batobi? Because your mom recently said that, Seth's still getting used to it. He's not very there yet.
Well, I mean, it's very. I mean, it's not complicated, but I feel it reminds me of my father, and it's something that I think he is the last Nawab Batobi. It's not something. It's something I take very seriously, but I don't think you should take it too seriously in terms of what it signifies means something to me. But I don't believe in titles anymore. I think we live in a democratic country, and that time is gone, and so it should have. And I also don't feel it somehow suits being a film, actor like Nawab of Bollywood, or doesn't sound right to me. Like I said, because it just reminds me of my father, and I'm sure he would, turn in his grave somewhere. Roll his eyes and say, God.
Actually, while we are on Nawab, the question was linked to that really. Any update you have for us from the BCCI, because you and your mother have been interacting with them about the annual lecture, and any dates that might be being discussed?
Annual lecture?
Yeah, in memory of...
I have no idea, quite honestly, about this, but I'm not sure exactly what the BCCI has done, but Lords has been incredibly kind. When India and England play cricket, it's called the Pidoli Trophy here. It's called the DeMello Trophy in India. We had an amazing evening at the Long Room where his life was celebrated. And I thought that was remarkably special, but again, not entirely unsurprising, because they do things very elegantly here. And he would have been very proud of that. So I think that's enough. I don't think anyone can actually do more.